birds. Oh, we are enjoying those birds. Let's see. Let's leave it like that. Because now I'm doing too much, huh? Okay. Now I can actually see. All right, so I have my drink here. My something for drinking. I have my book here. We're gonna put this here. So, like so. Peter, come on, dude. What's going on? I got my water. These cards are the cards that I'm using today. These are called Couple Reconnect. Couple Reconnect. I have my other cards as well. Hello, 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 everyone. I'm sending love to you today. I'm sending love to you today. And I'll be ringing this bell throughout just to clear the air. And I have my blue candle because we keeping it true to the blue. Because that's the throat chakra. So I'm speaking my truth today. And I spoke a lot of things. And I guess my daughters wasn't believing me, but they learning today. Now I can see. It's beautiful out here today. As you can hear the birds chirping. And I did my check-in earlier. We didn't finish because I was helping my daughter get ready for her birthday. And we checked in using the feelings wheel, which I will pull that up. So this is the feelings wheel right here. And so using the feelings wheel, you can easily identify how you feeling. So happy, sad, mad, and glad. And because since the situation happened with my workshop, I went back to why I started doing these YouTube channels. I started doing them because I stopped working, I stopped going to school, and pursuing happiness, pursuing wellness, and pursuing healing. And so to do that, I had to learn who I was again. So this is what I do every day, to learn every day, to kind of remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing. And again, I was just praying for bigger. I was praying for better. I was praying for expansion, and my life couldn't carry that. So because it couldn't carry that, I had to go through what they call a tower moment. And that's where you think everything is crumbling, everything is hard, everything is a disaster, everything is on your own, right? But it wasn't. It was paving the way, it was clearing the way for what I asked for. So, ooh, that's good. So I'm gonna add a little more tea. This is my little concoction. My drink made with love. This is my tea. I just brought it out here because I'm outside, and my glass tea is broken, so I can't use that. So I'm using plastic. But we still doing what we gotta do. See how life goes on? Life goes on, okay? So I'm getting my mojo back. So I'm going live more often. What do I have? I'm just bringing all of me in hopes to leave a positive print on your heart. Let me wipe this table off quick. It's a little dusky. And then I also have these cards as well. These are called Our Moment. And I got both of these on Amazon. And it's for couples, conversation starters for great relationships. All right, so I'm going to go through those as well. And so let's go back to the scoring. Okay, so once you identify what feeling you feeling, um, before the situation. So speaking to the situation that happened before I did the hair. Before I did that particular person's hair, it made me stressed. It made me stressed and have anxiety because I really, to be honest, I didn't want to do it. And that was someone from my old life that still wanted to do and be. So for that, um, so the day the workshop was destroyed. And what do they call it? Bulldozed. Okay. So have anybody had their workshop moment before where it looked like everything was bulldozed and destroyed? Just when you got it, you think you just have your momentum, you doing what you do, and boom, time to switch up because you're leveling up. All right. All right. So before they got there, I felt stressed. While I was there, while I was doing it, it was like, whatever. I was in between. And then after, you already see, I was angry. I was disappointed. And I was fearful of what, like, where was my money going to come from? So that person during that time, I know that because this person made me feel stressed, unsure, even before, and then after, I'm disappointed, I'm angry, and the reciprocity wasn't there. They weren't willing to do what it takes to make me feel good, but I was willing to do what it takes to help them feel better. So I want to say, when it comes to happiness, um, my spirit, you know, the things that we can't understand, I want to give them a 0. Okay. For how did my body feel? How did that help with my wellness from 1 to 3? Because I'm only scoring each section 1 to 3 points. So for happiness in my spirit, I give that person a 0. For wellness and how they made my body feel, so they crumbled my whole world and didn't care. So I'll give them a 0. And then for my healing, for my mental space, they did nothing to say, dang, you know, I understand why they're so upset and yelling and hurt, because I fucked up their whole life, what they worked their whole life for, just from being nice. So, you know how they say nice guys finish last? That's a lesson. These are all lessons. And it's not the lesson to be mean, but this person has a 0 score. So when something is from 0 to 3, it's a red light. Don't mess with it. If it's 4 to 6, it's yellow. Tread lightly. You know it's gonna be with conditions attached. Okay. And then green is just be. I have the luxury. I have the opportunity to just be. Okay. So that is how I score. Um, how to hang around people. How to hang around places and things. How I set boundaries on how I deal with people, how I deal with places, how I deal with things, and you know, trying it. So again, um, my unicorn. So let's score right in the unicorn. So Exploring, riding my unicorns. I want to give it a 6. And so that we're gonna keep that in the yellow, meaning there's conditions attached to it. I'm just not gonna be writing it willy nilly. Okay. And so if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, you will know later on. All right. So now let's get to what went well. So what went well for you guys? What went well? What went well this week? A lot of things went well for me this week. Um, this week, I just realized, hey, that you can't cry over spilled milk. And I keep talking about it because I really want other people to learn from me. Like, use me to learn, okay? For what to do and what not to do. Be like, ooh, that didn't work. But guess what? It might work for you. It might work for you. I never in a million years would even think I would be riding a unicorn. But here I am, seeing a unicorn, like, wow, you guys really exist. And then attempting to ride it and actually riding a unicorn is so amazing. Like, I never would have thought. Okay, so let's try our cards, our moment cards. We're not going to do the process. We'll save that for Wednesday, okay? What went well? Here are the 3 questions. I already did them. What went well for you today? What went well for you this week? What went well for you this month? So for me, I've got a lot of revelations. A lot of things went well for me mentally. A lot of things went well for me spiritually. And a lot of things went well for me physically. So share with me in the comments some things that went well with you. Also, what is your takeaway? What was the lessons that you learned this month, this week, this this morning? Right? What are some things that went well for you? What are some things that you learned, the lessons you learned this week? And lastly, what are you grateful for? Those are the questions. So, what is something you probably should do but never will? I want to say bungee jumping. I hear it's so amazing. I heard so many great things, but it's just not something in my heart that I want to do. I probably never will. Not my thing. Have you ever met one of your heroes? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And my hero is truly my husband. And I'm not just saying that to be mushy, but it's just he shows me, he teaches me, he's open, he's spiritual, he's mental, he's physical. And so for a hero to be righteous and have integrity, even when nobody's looking, like, that's what I love. Like, when he came to the car one day, I was just smiling. He like, what you smiling at? And I told him I was watching him. He didn't know I was watching him, but he opened the door for a pregnant lady, and he had all these bags in his hands. She was trying to open the door for him, and he like, no, I'm supposed to open the door for you. So I just like how he makes the correction, as well as, being nice. when people not looking. No matter what he's going through, he always helping people. And we're both like that, and that's probably why we get along. Let's see. Another question. These are some good questions. Let's see. I'm not gonna pick it. I'm gonna just let it fall off. Let's see what question. Okay. How will relationships between men and women change in the next 25 years? Wow. So this question is, how will relationships between men and women change in the next 25 years? I really honestly think that ain't no way that people could truly be happy until they be happy with themselves. And because people are doing more work on themselves that I could see like as a collective, then ultimately relationships will get better. With that being said, we're going to be less worried about other people's business, right? Who they're loving, how their lovers look, how the relationship dynamic is, you know? Um, Poly relationships, same sex relationships, all of this. Is it, sometimes depending on what you believe in, depending on your values, your morals, you're going to answer this question a different way. So I hope I was able to ruff a few feathers with that one, with that question. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. How will relationships between men and women change in the next 25 years? I've already seen it change so much. I can't even imagine how much it could even change more than this, because I don't think it really has changed. I just think it's more open, because ain't nothing new under the sun. It's nothing new under the sun. So I don't think relationships change per se. I just think it's more known. Okay. Have you ever unplugged from the internet for more than 4 days? Have you ever unplugged from the internet for more than 4 days? Absolutely. I can unplug for months. I have to force myself to plug in, because too much of one thing is not good, y'all. Y'all hear that in the background? He's grateful. All right. What do you love about your hometown? I love the people there. I love nature, how it's peaceful. Well, I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. Oh, sending love to you and your wife. Hello, sending love to you, your wife, and that great bundle of joy that's on the way. So, what do you love about your hometown? It's a lot of things I love about my hometown. So, I'm from Kansas City, and I have so many great memories. Um, I just love like how the people are. Everybody's so happy, loving. Like when you go to somebody's house, everybody has delicious food, you know. So delicious food, delicious people, kind people. People gonna tell the truth now. Especially older people, they gonna say whatever is on their mind. They not trying to hurt your feelings. They just don't got time to be sugarcoating. Okay. Now this deck is where I got from Amazon, and it just helps me be more social. Again, I had to learn how to catch a unicorn. I had to learn how to mount a unicorn and ride a unicorn. My wife is weak. Can you kindly suggest me something that I can give her to eat? So, in different trimesters of your pregnancy, the first trimester, second, and third, your body is going to do different things. So sometimes your body is going to reject some of the things. So as long as prenatal vitamins are good, I don't know what area you live in, but prenatal vitamins are the key because she's going to be vomiting probably a lot or whatever, sensitive to smells. So she really just, even things that she didn't like to eat before, she'll be
Mm-hmm.
drawn to eat. So just let her smell her way through the store, and that's how you know what she can eat. Other than that, prenatal vitamins is key again because when you eat, she just gonna throw it up anyway if it doesn't agree. Okay. Um, I hope I was able to help or answer a little question. And hydration. Okay, hydration, prenatal vitamins. It's a vitamin called 90 for life. It has all 90 vitamins and minerals that you need every single day. They have it in a powder form. They also have it in a pill form. So it depends on you. I don't mind drinking it because I can stand the taste, but some people can't. So they do have a pill form. And again, I get that on Amazon as well. All right, tell me about your hometown in the comments. What do you like about your hometown? Again, I was raised after her pregnancy. I am also very weak physically. Mm. Is it because you haven't been resting well? You've been having a lot of things on your mind? Is it weak because you haven't been resting, like your battery needs to recharge? Or do you honestly feel like you weak because of the fuel? Also, you got to be mindful that feeling weak just doesn't come from stuff that you eat. You can feel weak because you're exhausted mentally. You can feel weak because you're exhausted spiritually as well. A lot of times, the weakness also could come because you might need to take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even 5 minutes if you can, just to be around nature. That's why in a lot of my videos, I try to have nature as much as possible in the background because just seeing it gives you fuel, okay? Not just for your mind, but for your body and your spirit as well, okay? And listen to your body. It talks to you. It tells you what it needs. And I don't really try to tell people what they should and shouldn't do because what works good for me and my family probably wouldn't work for you. What me and my family eat probably wouldn't work for you. So you have to listen to your body and listen to your parents and watch, hey, this worked for them. Let me try that. So just reflection will make you feel more healthier. Reflect on what have I been eating and listen to your body, listen to your mind cuz use your own intuition. That's what led me to even start my YouTube channel is I had to begin to use my own intuition versus what I think other people would think I would do or should do, or what's the best thing that this person said, or, based on their beliefs and their morals. All right, so I think that's enough of these cards. Let's see what's in the other cards. And so, again, these were less than like 20 bucks. I got these on Amazon. It's called Our Moments Relationship Cards. Okay. Kind of corny, but fun. Fun to do. Now, these cards have two different cards. They have the purple. The purple is do and act and experiment. Then they have the blue, connect and share. So I have no idea where all the purple ones at. Y'all know my situation, that everything is in disarray. But this is the question of today. What is your opinion about sex as a spiritual union? What is your opinion about sex as far as a spiritual union? All right, so we're going to write that question down. We have another question, but we're going to save that for later. So let's ask the cards. Okay. So sending love. I hope this video reaches who it needs to reach at the time that they need to reach it. All right, so we're asking the cards about sex as a spiritual union. Okay. So this is my first time doing it this way. Wow. It says time for emotional healing. That's true. You shouldn't be having sex with people, exchanging things. Okay. Exhausted ego. Exhausted ego. Whoever is feeling exhausted and tired, I know you are. And it says for you to ground yourself now. Unicorn shit fight. And I've been talking about unicorns all morning. So the first card was time for emotional healing. Okay. Anything else? Okay. This is about sex and a spiritual union. Okay. When you think about sex and spirituality. Sex is a spiritual union. Let's talk about sex and a spiritual union. Dang, the creator. The creator, that's what he created it for. In sex, you have to create your own, right? Every relationship is different, so take risks. So you are the creator, and you need to take risks, okay? Sometimes, like I was telling you, I had to learn how to ride a unicorn, and I had to learn how to catch one, and I didn't catch one and ride one until I stepped out of my comfort zone. I took a risk by using tarot cards, using oracle cards. My family, friends disowned me for using tarot cards. But I had to take a risk. I had to be willing to be alone. So when it comes to sex and spirituality, are you willing to create the life you want? What does your spirit say about that? What does your intuition say about that? Are you hurting yourself? Are you hurting someone else? All right. And gifts, joy. So sex is a gift, you guys. Sex is a gift. So we're going to read the question. This was the question. We got our question from the couples reconnect cards, deeper conversations, and thoughtful activities. Thank you, doggy. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. No, I'm on live.
They changed my fucking face though. Then all the pictures that we kind of looked at. I'm like, hell no, they changed my fucking face.
But it still look cute.
No, I gotta, this gotta go on the flag. I'm not gonna.
But tell them to put your face back. They'll do it. Send that picture and say, this don't look like my face. Yeah, I'm going to show you some pictures. You're going to start laughing.
Oh, period.
These are my dance workouts. They crazy for this one though.
Then I tried to use 3 pictures instead of all the other ones. Oh hell no! How the fuck is they even doing all this? How's they doing all that?
Mm.
Okay, well I need some toothpaste, so I'm gonna go to Dollar Tree. This is fucking.
But you see how when disaster strikes, I didn't say I'm just not gonna do nothing. I'm thinking of something else that I could do that I don't need nothing to do this. You see? You see how it make you think of something else? What else you getting? Could you bring a sparkling water?
I guess.
Hold on. I'll be right back, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Sparkling water. Or Sprite or something. Okay. Okay, so we was talking about sex.
Before they. What else could that? I might go to Walmart and get all my Under Armour. Whatever.
Okay. All right, so we're back, and our question we got was from our couples reconnect cards. This is a card deck that I got off Amazon, and it was designed by a psychologist, and is 15 important life areas, research based, and it's easy to play. It's for 2 players, and it has about 155 cards. Okay, so this is how the box looks. The good thing is they were designed in the US of A. The donations go to food banks, and they help you rekindle your spark. Y'all know I'm into sparking magic. All right, so the question was, what is your opinion about sex and as a spiritual union? Okay, and it says emotional healing, seek support because you're exhausted. Okay, and ground yourself. You are the creator. Take a risk, and it is a gift. So a lot of times people, I've known women that never experienced orgasms and things like that because of so much in their mind, you know? And so a lot of times women and couples can't enjoy sex because there's so much in their head, you know. And it is a union, it is an exchange. So you have to, of course, be mindful of the type of people who support you in this exchange. And so, as we grow older and we understand what love is, and we understand loving ourselves, and we understand what we want, you know, yeah. So, let's read about it. All right. So, let's see. You are no longer feeling, and you're just dangling around like a dead dingo's donger. Your suppressed anger is literally killing you. And those pains in your body are caused by suppressed sadness. So, in order to enjoy sex and something spiritual, try to not suppress your feelings when it comes to sex. So, example, I've always been interested in a unicorn, riding a unicorn, right? And so I couldn't catch a unicorn. It's no such way as to catch one. You just have to let it be while you just be, and then the rest is history, okay? So, how are you expressing yourself in a healthy way sexually, right? So again, when you express anger healthy, you might scream into a pillow, you might go for a run or a walk, you might punch the punching bag, or you might cry, right? You might journal or write down something or talk to people, but remember, you have to release the guilt, release the fear. It's a lot of guilt and fear surrounded by sexuality and spirituality, and those two work together. Okay, so it is time for emotional healing. And so a lot of times too, I'm not speaking to religion in a negative way. I'm just saying a lot of times religion can keep you in a box thinking, and thinking contradictory, right? Because thinking contradictory because your feelings are not in alignment with what you're thinking. Your thinking is not in alignment with what you're feeling physically, right? So again, what emotions surrounding sex, what emotions surrounding sex and spirituality are causing you to be overwhelmed? Are these feelings really your feelings, or are they someone else's feelings when it comes to the idea of who you need to be at that time? Shall I fill in the blanks? Now that you have this information, what shall you do now? What are you moving towards seeking spiritual healing? Next, we have rest. A lot of times, I know for me, I was on go, 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 go. And a lot of times my life was suffering in many areas because I was exhausted from it all, exhausted from thinking. And sometimes when it comes to sex and spirituality, you're so exhausted that you can't perform. You're so in your mind worried about doing it right that you can't enjoy. All right. So the affirmation for that one is I choose to support myself in all ways throughout my life's choices by being gentle with myself and allowing others to give to me. I am supported and worthy of being supported. Okay? It's okay for you to allow yourself to receive support from others, just as it's okay for you to give support to others. Okay? So surround yourself with more like minded people so you can get confidence to just be when it comes to sex and spirituality. Those are two things that's natural. Okay? Those are two things that's natural. Those are two things that are natural. And I thank you guys for joining me. I thank you for tapping in. Again, I talk about stepping out on faith and not using fear, being truthful and showing your full self. And I've been biting that elephant of truth, piecing it up one at a time. All right. Next is get grounded. The easiest way to get grounded is to walk barefoot, feeling the earth beneath your feet and allowing yourself to let go of whatever is causing you stress. Breathing fresh air, feeling rain on your skin, warming yourself by an outdoor fire pit are excellent suggestions of grounding in nature. Other ways include eating healthy foods, nourishing your physical body, taking time to drink tea in peace. I have my tea right here. It's a type of tea. hmm Now, meditation, find whatever you need for your personality to ground yourself, okay? So it's time to heal emotionally. It's time to be open to receive support in this area of your life. And it's time to just breathe and just be and engage, indulge, be with those people, places, and things that bring you joy. How are you fueling your mind, your body, and your spirit? And my goal is just to simply leave a positive footprint on your heart. So if I've done so, hit the subscribe button so you can get more love, more fuel, more me win. Okay? Because when I win, you win, we win. And I'm sharing. Sharing is caring. So I'm sharing the trees that I see every day with you. Hopefully, to help you spark your magic, right? So when you driving in traffic and you frustrated, look up at the beautiful sky. What do you see? Do you see just blue? Do you see clouds? Do you see the sun, the moon? Do you see the trees peeking through? What do you see? Because you are the creator. When we think of sex and spirituality, you are the creator. And a lot of times you have to, again, take the risk. And that's what I'm seeing right here. People, my old staff, they inbox me. my old students, adult. I had adult students, not children. I work with adults teaching and all that mental health. And they say, "Oh my God, you look so happier." Yeah, because I just do and be what I want and I do what I feel. And hopefully that looks different day by day. I still have the foundation of who I am, but I'm exploring, I'm redesigning, I'm content with my home. And I can always remodel. It's nothing wrong with leveling up, okay? Bringing more value into your life. And how did I do that? By being the creator, okay? And let me read that to you. The creator card finds us when we need to move the raw and pure energy in our body and allow it to physically manifest. To be with creation is to simply interpret that which is already within us. There are no rules to creation. This card also may indicate a time where you need to protect your creative work. Think ideas, inspiration, and creativity as a seed that needs adequate attention, nurturing, and protection. If you have an idea or you're working on something, you are being encouraged to keep the energy close to you. Nurture that seed, protect it, and keep it within your personal container. Do not scatter or share sacred creative energy with others until you know it's the right time. The balanced creator has lots of energy and finds inspiration easily. Others may perceive them as always moving to new things, but in reality, they are grounded enough to show up to one idea in order for it to manifest. They also have a playful disposition and are skilled at turning challenges into opportunities to problem solve as opposed to allowing themselves to get defeated. There is flexibility and fluidity inherent in the creator. This is electric and can serve as a catalyst for others to tap into their own inspiration as well. Next is take risks. Risks are personal to each one of us. To some, climbing a mountain doesn't feel risky. To others, having a conversation with a stranger does. What has been calling you that you've been afraid to do? For me, it was riding a unicorn. Because I'm worried about what other people think. Like, all right, I want to catch one. All right, now I caught it. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, now you're going to write it. People going to see you writing it. Okay, it's okay. This is what you asked for, right? It's like, hey, take a risk. How can I take a risk? I want to do my cards. I want to show my cards. I want to start showing my cards. How can I show my cards? I'm recording all the videos and never posting them for a whole year until boom. Now that's all I have. Because all y'all see how my workshop was destroyed? So all I have is my cards now to share and me. So I'm just going to be sharing me and my cards, getting my mojo back, remembering who you are, that you don't need anything but you. So when it comes to sex and when it comes to spirituality, take time. It's okay to heal. Healing looks different for everybody. Seek support. It's okay to receive. Ground yourself. Do those things that bring you joy. Create. Enjoy starting the new, being the full, doing those tedious things that come along with creation, and taking the risk. Comfort kills growth. It's important that we regularly do things that push the envelope, that make us feel nervous, apprehensive, and uneasy, with the exception of physical danger. This card asks you to take a plunge and do the thing that intimidates you. Trust that the net will appear after you jump. The net will appear after you jump. And what happens after you jump? Hmm? What's going to happen after you jump? Gifts. Gifts. Y'all see me just shuffle this. Y'all see I've been talking about unicorns. Y'all see how I've been talking about being tired and, leveling up and creating your own world. And look at what we're talking about. All on the table. Everything I've been talking about. Giving and receiving. Grounding yourself. Taking care of you first. Creating your world. But you got to take the risk. So when you take the risk, you have gifts of joy, joy guides, surprises, receiving kindness, blessings. The universe is constantly showering you with gifts. The problem rises when many of these divine offerings go unnoticed and therefore unaccepted. Your joy guides are on hand, though acting as messengers to help correct this problem. They ask you to start counting your blessings day after day. Taking care does not miss or take anything for granted. Your joy guides delight showering you in gifts and encourages you to expand your heart so you can receive what they have to offer. Start each morning by asking them to surprise you with something wonderful within that day. Then, just before going to bed, list all the wonderful things that they've bestowed upon you. See how the list grows longer and longer each day. There are only requests that you acknowledge these offerings and thank the divine Mother and Father God for their endless generosity. The joy guides say, open your heart and expect good things to come. So, what am I grateful for? I'm going to write down, I'm grateful for love. I'm thankful for self love. I'm thankful for freedom to just be. I'm thankful for delicious and nutritious fuel for my mind, my body, and spirit. I am grateful for pleasure in intimacy, pleasures in sex, and pleasures in spirituality. I am thankful for my gifts and characteristics that attract high quality fuel, also known as people, places, and things that bring me joy, and I start with myself. I love myself and I am grateful to have people happy to love me and happy to support and happy to enjoy life's pleasures. I am grateful for all opportunities to experience pleasure. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, universe. Thank you, most high God. And thank you, higher self. And that's it. I hope this message was able to leave a positive footprint on your heart. And I am here to simply send love, receive love, so we can keep that love recycling. And I also hope that you feel better about your relationships, not just with others, but feel better about the relationship that you have with yourself, and you do the work. Till next time, a tweedledee.